All right, welcome to the Underground Crypto Deep Dive Show, where I am only a couple of seconds late here. Had to have a drink. Can't sit down and talk for a couple hours with nothing to drink. Let's flip over to that 4-hour chart. Look at that. Back above the 200-day moving average on the 4-hour. How about those apples? Oh, let me turn my camera on. That would help. How's the chat doing? How about that Chipper giving away 5 memberships? And a lot of times when somebody gifts memberships, they do go to some random names I've never heard before. But this time I saw some names in there like Chris Goss. Chipper received a membership as well. John316. So I know those first 3 right there. That's a win. Bellico X. I haven't seen you in a while. He got a membership. I love to see some names in there. What's up, everybody? How's everybody doing? How are we doing in the frame of the camera and all that jazz? All right. So yeah, how about that 4-hour chart there, getting back above the 200? That's bullish to me. We had lost it, wasn't really sure where we were going to go from there, and here we are. Prime Minister says, yo, you should cover Robinhood today, bro. It's hot over there. Absolutely, and we covered yesterday Robinhood as well. The launch pad that I was looking at, I believe, was called Yoink. What launch pads do you know about, Prime Minister? Let's get this intro in real quick. But yes, Robinhood is hot. We've been following it since it was in testnet. Welcome to the Underground Crypto Deep Dive Show, your crypto live stream where we go deeper into topics that actually raise your crypto IQ. This week's series is called the Onchain Market War. The idea is the space is changing, emerging markets, old traditional ways are shifting. Think about sports betting and poly market and stuff like that. Things are shifting and everybody's fighting to be on top. Today, we're going to continue deeper into this series. So the big idea is that crypto is not just creating an asset anymore, right? It's not just making coins. It's trying to rebuild the market those assets trade on. Monday, we talked about tokenized stocks. Tuesday, we pivoted to prediction markets because that is where the current market excitement feels much fresher. Wednesday, we talked about AI agents becoming crypto market participants. And tonight, we zoom out to the companies fighting to control all of this, the crypto exchanges. We've talked about Coinbase. We've talked about Kraken and what is hot. Well, Prime Minister just said it. Robinhood. Robinhood in their layer 2 on Ethereum, just like Base. It seems like somebody's copying somebody, I must say, but they're all fighting for control, right? Kraken's trying to get banking infrastructure in Europe, all of this fun stuff, because crypto exchanges do not just want to be the place where you buy Bitcoin anymore. They want to be crypto trading, tokenized stocks, prediction market, perpetual futures, stablecoin payments, custody, wallet staking, a super app, if you will. And the full financial relationship with the user. They just want all of it wrapped into one big super app. For a long time, there was talk of, crypto payments coming to Twitter or X. The super app that was going to be X. The, relationship to PayPal with Elon Musk. And Coinbase just came out of nowhere and seized the moment. Quote of the day, only the paranoid survive. Who believes that? Andy Grove. And of course, we're getting ready to kick off this stream. Let's talk about what's going on in the chat. Shout out to Melissa. Shout out to Stregahart, the Funky Ferret, always holding me down. Chris Goss, 333, my fellow lifer. Glad to see that you got a membership. Chipper, of course, we couldn't forget you. Thanks for gifting some memberships, man. That is awfully nice of you. I appreciate the support. Yep, Underground Nod, absolutely. Have a great live. Thank you, Chipper. If you're still here, I appreciate you. And then, yeah, we already covered that. What's up, Prime Minister? I'm sure Cam's still come rolling in, Blues guy. So you may not know this, but the exchange war is no longer about crypto trading volume. Routers reported that the SEC is preparing a policy path that could allow crypto companies to offer blockchain-based tokenized stocks, with Coinbase planning U.S. tokenized stock launches when rules allow. Robinhood, Kraken, and other crypto platforms already offering tokenized stocks overseas. Routers also reported that tokenized stocks had surpassed $6.4 billion in market value. Prediction markets are becoming part of the world's platform, right? The part of this platform war, I should say. It's a better way to say it. CoinDesk reported that Bernstein sees prediction markets consolidating, blurring the lines between exchanges, brokerage, sportsbooks, Kalshi, poly markets, potentially becoming acquisition targets of other companies trying to own both customer distribution and exchange infrastructure. Basically saying a lot of these Kalshi poly market, they're going to be big targets for the bigger companies to buy. And for some people, when they start these kind of companies, that is their whole end goal. They want the big company to buy them out, get like $100, $200, $300 or $1 billion buyout, and then just move on with your life, right? You made it. And the competition is spreading into derivatives. Routers reported that Kalshi is in advanced talks with regulators to expand perpetual futures into metals, foreign exchanges, energy, indexes, individual stocks. After launching US-approved crypto perpetual futures in May, Routers also reported Kalshi perps had reached $16.1 billion in trading volume since launch. That is the bigger story here, and things are moving, I tell you. Let's talk about this 4-hour chart real quick. So as you can see, it's pretty simple that we are back above the 200. Let's pop to the 1 hour real quick. 1 hour very briefly kind of lost, call it a double bottom there, a W, lost the 200 on the 1 hour, and then just really bounce back up. Then you see it bounce back up, falling wedge style, bounce off the 21. And for right now, if the 1 hour can stay above that 200, 15 minute can stay above that 200, higher high, we're in good spirits, right? How's everybody feeling out there about the crypto market today? I know you all saw the Cash Cat. We talked about Cash Cat yesterday, something like 97,000%. Camsta in the Discord, which is linked in the chat, said somebody turned $85 into $2 million. But let's zoom out on this 4-hour chart here, right? Get off the drawing tool for a minute. And what do we see? The pattern recognition for me says, wow, we could get something like an inverted head and shoulder, which on a high time frame like the 4 hour is good for a reversal. Whether that's the bottom of the market or not, that is to be told much later. We talked yesterday about Lab falling down. It is still at like $1.16. Lab got absolutely crushed. Prime Minister says, feeling great. I'm always bullish. Hey, there you go. He said, oh, you did yesterday. I use Noxa Launchpad. Okay, that's good to know. The one that I mostly found was Yoink, and I'll bring that up in a minute. Feels great. I'm always bullish. You can make money in any market, bear or bull. Just got to follow the money. Hey, that's what we always say. Swim with the whales, and the whales don't just quit swimming because it's a bear market, right? All right, I needed that. All right, let's get us over to those crypto bubbles. I want to bring up the news for today because I do want to do that at some point. So many things to go over, so many interesting things to talk about. Let's start at those crypto bubbles like we always do. Here we are. All right, so today Arbitrum is up 13.5%, Morpho up 9%, DeXe up 11.5%. Let's toggle that 1 through 1,000, and it's all green. I love to see that. Not huge percentages by 100 category, but green nonetheless. Looks like the biggest gainer is 1.9%, that 2 to 300, and we're going to cover that. I'm forever clicking on an ad somewhere. Let's see, Memecore. It fell down drastically, but it's kind of sideways action. Is it going to inverted Bart Simpson pattern us right here back up to liquidity at like $1.37? I don't know. Really, you want to look at it more like on the monthly. That'll show you the big drop there. Does that look kind of cup and handle-ish? I don't know. Either way, can it recover? That is yet to be seen. It's down 10% today. Hash or Province blockchain. It had been doing a few little pumps, but it's been down the last couple of days. I don't really actually know a ton about Province blockchain. Lab up 6.6% today. It's dropped down another 100 to our 1 to 200 category. Sentient up 23.6%. What did it go up to? of a high of about 1 cent, high 1 cent, almost 2 cent. Velvet up 27% with a nice bounce back. Let's go to the week. Let's go to the month. I mean, it was like $1.90, and we went as low as, say, 41 cents, and now you're back to 50 cents. There's several projects that feel like this right now, right? Memecore, Velvet, Lab. They were up, came crashing down. They're bouncing and just kind of in limbo, and we don't really know if they're going to do anything amazing and run back up or if they're just going to chill. Melissa says, please don't forget to touch the like button for our research, crypto deep dives, underground crypto. Yes, I would appreciate it if you would do that. Now, Tibber's up 10%. UB is up 10%. Getting some nice bounces, but the 2 to 300 was the biggest here, and it's usually one coin. Yes, Ansem is down 25%. I think CashCat is in, Ansem is out, right? Raven Coin, which I know is a very popular mined coin, is up 9.6. Magma coming back. Let's go to the weekly here and see what's going on. It kind of had a big fall from 79 cents to 32 cents. And now it's back up to 43. Again, you could throw this one kind of in the category of things that had like a hard tumble and then it bounced and didn't make a lower low yet. Rect is up 23.8%. I'm not going to say the prices. They have a lot of zeros in them. And then this coin, Verse. I'm not too sure what this is, but it just went from 40 cents to 71 cents today. It's up 74%. So we got to talk about it. Tagger up 26.5%. Banana 31 was down yesterday. Today it's bouncing back 15.3% to the upside. Let's move along and do our price rundown. Let's make sure it's refreshed and we got the latest prices here. Okay, not sure why nothing's happening. All right, there we go. So 2.25 trillion overall market cap, up 1.7% today. Bitcoin's at $63,022. Let's just call it 63,000, up 2.8% in the last 7 days. Ethereum $1,739, 2.7% to the upside, 7 days. A lot of green still. Starting to see that occasional red. We're seeing a lot more green on the 7-day here. XRP dropping down to $1.09, giving back some of those gains. Solana, $77.95. I know I caught just for a minute on social media somebody being like, what is going on with Cardano? So let's see if Cardano's actually pumping or not. You never know. Sometimes things move like 5% and then people make weird posts. I didn't get to check it out. It was right before I went live. Hyperliquid. $67.11, barely up on the 7-day, 7 cents for Doge. Like, we're hanging in there. From the pump that we had, a few coins are really holding it, and a few coins are not, right? Look at Rain, 7-day chart, and look at Leo, 7-day chart. Some divergence right there, right? It says, Camster, where you at, bro? You at the chart or what? Yeah, I have 3 more long days ahead of me. Then I rest for a few days until the next convention. Okay, Melissa. Well, I appreciate you always showing up and being here with us, even though I'm sure you're very tired. Work will take a lot out of you, and I know what kind of hours you be working. Let's see. Make sure you treat yourself. Yep. Work hard, play hard. I'm sure she'll treat herself to some bags of crypto. Yeah, I don't know what they're talking about. Cardano is up 3.3%. I'll click on it for half a second. Let's see. Like I said, it was just a post somebody made. They could kind of be somebody who has no idea what they're talking about. This is the max chart. Give me like the 7-day. I mean, it had a run up to 20 cents. But yeah, I don't know what they're talking about. They're talking about some kind of giga pump, and I was like, oh, I'll check that out on the stream. I don't see no giga pump there. XMR, $314. Canton Network, 13 cents. Was talking. We did a little bit of a rundown of Canton the other day for somebody who was kind of new in the chat. Struggerheart, what's up? Appreciate everybody throwing a comment in there, keeping that chat running to pull people in, that algorithm. So Aster, 62 cents. Haven't really looked at Aster lately. I know that's kind of a CZ project, right? Might be worth paying attention. Bitcoin Cash up 8.1% in the last 7 days. Toncoin or Gram, $1.60. Swee, 71 cents. I bought a little bit of Swee today. I bought a little bit of Mega ETH today. I bought, what else did I buy a little bit of? I think that was it. Swee, Mega ETH, and there was something else I bought. I didn't buy a lot of it. Oh, I bought another like $15 of Anoma. Just because, why not? I'm seeing them post a lot, so I hope that they do something. Let's go take a look at what is trending on CoinGecko. Prime Minister says Cardano is cooked until Charles runs the foundation better. He made an announcement saying he's going on a long break, and that is bearish. You can't do that in crypto. Yeah, I feel you on that one. Is that what's been pumping it lately? Him going on a break? People think other people might be able to get in there and do something nice. Melissa, what are you buying? Says I'm trying, yeah. Oh, I treated myself with some bags of crypto I just bought from the nice check I just got. Congrats. That's what it's all for, right? Get you a big bag of crypto and hopefully change your life over time. So, still on the 7-day, Cash Cat's up 91 million%. I don't know if there's any point in chasing this right now. It's still holding over over 100 million in market cap. I think I saw it go down to like 81 at one point, and then it kind of bounced right back up. I don't know that I'd be chasing that right now. Again, this is the exchange or launch pad, sorry. I don't want to call it an exchange. It's a launch pad that I found yesterday that was in conjunction with Robinhood. We're going to talk a little bit more about Robin ecosystem and all that kind of stuff. Says nice picks. Yep, that's right, UG. Buy, hodl, change your life. That's the idea. Just to start, and of course, a little Pulse Chain coin too. That's one that's on my radar that I definitely need to grab a little bag of. But I'm also trying not to grab like a tiny bag of everything. You know what I mean? Like I want to have some decent bags of some stuff. I don't want to spread myself too thin. That is one of my flaws that sometimes I do feel like I'd be doing. So Cash Cat, of course, trending. Pudgy Penguin, Arbitrum Lab, Bitcoin, Ansem. I mean, it's still done really well, but Ansem looking like a big head and shoulders on that 7 days, doesn't it? Anybody feel like, you know, Cash Cat and things like that, Robinhood launching, meme coins are maybe sucking the liquidity and excitement out of Ansem? VVV, one that I can't wait on, you know, the bottom of the bear market, dip, pick up some VVV under like $8 or something like that. I'm hoping, I set price targets in my mind, you know, and when things get red enough or have like a really bad day and I see, oh my, Venice is under $8, and then I go buy, you know, $100 or $200 of it or something like that. Zebek Network is trending today. I haven't seen that trending in a while. That goes with Morpho, Grass. We've talked about it several times with the Prime Minister. It's down 26.9%. People don't like it. They don't feel like they got what they deserved with it. And I'd be one of those people. They only gave me $13. I mean, I've been running that thing in the background for, I don't know, 8 months. I mean, you could literally go and see when I did the video. It might be a year. It's probably closer to a year since I did a Grass review when it had first come out, and that's when I started messing with it. Kind of lame to mine something for a year. Let them have access to your extra bandwidth for a year. They give you $13. I know they made more than $13. So a lot of people not happy with that. Let's see. Official Trump, Octa, Scale. This exit. How do you even say this? Effie? I'm just going to skip the X. XFE? What is that? Usually when we're looking at what's trending, we're looking at what's trending, but we're also looking for coins that we're like, what is this? 29 million fully diluted. fully vested, I should say. Max in circulating supply. But what the heck is it? No real category. It has an explorer. No contract. The global portal for RWA and Vault strategy. Institutional grade Vault strategies meet proprietary on-chain RWA infrastructure, market neutral returns, tokenized real assets, one portal driving mass adoption. Okay, that sounds cool. How long has this thing been around though? We usually figure that out by going to the max chart. Looking for that token generation event. It was only June 16th, 2026. Look for any kind of disclaimers here, contract shifts, stuff like that. I don't see any. Okay, it's interesting. It's low. It's 29 million. Not something I'm looking to purchase, but interesting nonetheless. Take a look at that fear and greed index. Refresh. Make sure we got the latest numbers. Yeah, it says Prime Minister says Pulse Chain OG right there. That chain made tons of millionaires back in the day. I missed it. I'm with you on that one. And then I had a little bit of Hex, and I didn't understand the whole Pulse chain. I was a little late to the party, and I never, sacrificed for Pulse. So that kind of sucked. So now I need to buy some, right? Yeah, always good to get small baskets of coins instead of spreading thin. Yeah, that's what I'm trying to do. It's easy for me to buy too many small bags. Melissa says, it's not dying. I believe they are sinking into the weeds people out before it goes back out. Hey guys, you want to join a secret society? That's hilarious, Melissa. Thanks for always being such a great mod. Says to become of our community and subscribe for less than $3. Free Discord, YouTube channel filled with, crypto. Exactly. Thank you very much. I don't know why I can't read today. Prime Minister says, and Richard is cleared by the SEC too. He can pop back at any moment, and then Pulse and Hex can go parabolic. I can't wait. What do you think, Prime Minister, for Hex moving forward? Is Hex pretty much done and we should just focus on Pulse, or does Hex have a way back to an all-time high as well? That would be a good question for you. Fear and Greed Index at 23. Yesterday it was 22. 7 days ago it was at 21. Not quite out of the extreme fear. We keep threatening to get out of this extreme fear, and then we kind of just keep getting pulled back in. So not ready to go just yet, but I do feel the excitement moving. Being on YouTube, I kind of have a few metrics that a lot of people don't have. Like I can see when my videos randomly pop off, when I start getting like random subscribers, like 4, 5, 6, 7 in a day or something like that, and I didn't even make a reel. I didn't even do anything but do my regular live, and that can tell me sometimes, hey, there's excitement in the market and it's starting to heat up, sometimes before even the market truly reflects it, right? Shrug of Heart says, I can't talk today. Okay. Hey, nobody's going to pressure you to talk. Thanks for being here, though. Unless he's saying about me saying I can't talk today. Some days just be like that. I just be gibberish, all these words. But we're going to work it out. So 01.xyz, the heck is this thing? It's in a funding round. Perpetual futures, decentralized exchange powered by N1 blockchain. Prime Minister says, crypto is so random. So if either Hex or Pulse gets attention again, they're both going to run. I've seen many times in crypto where coins look dead and then just bounce back out of nowhere. Hey, how about Solana, right? Remember when we all thought Solana was dead and then it went to like $20 and the next thing you knew it was like $200 again and you were like, what? Struggle Heart says, sentence hard form from... I guess he can't talk today. Sounded like me today, Strega Heart. So it's a decentralized exchange, right? Super trading across 20 plus markets, accept deposits via CCTP bridge from major chains. All right. Too many decentralized exchanges. They've raised $2.2 million. It just feels like everybody gets a decentralized exchange. Is it like copy and paste and you can have a decentralized exchange? It's got to be a little bit more difficult than that. His sentence is hard to form. I feel you on that. Big time. Try coming to the internet and talking and entertaining for two. Yesterday was a 3-hour show, and I feel like I was talking a million miles an hour the whole time. There's so much information to cover. Sometimes I feel like I just am just throwing words at you guys, and I hope that anybody's even listening. But we said a lot. Yesterday, there's some days where we do a stream. Yesterday was a good example where I just like the whole stream was fire. As far as like good, somewhat, if not deep information about a lot of things. It was just really good. I just really got that vibe. So if you didn't see yesterday's stream, I would play it at some point. Prime Intellect is decentralized AI protocol providing full stack infrastructure and computation resources for training autonomous agents and models. Interesting. Okay, so there's so much going on with AI. You know, I wish I had a nice like visual diagram of some sort to show all the things that AI needs or is a part of it, from AI agents, agentic networks, the infrastructure, the large language models to trade computational power, GPU, like so many things go into this. They've raised 150 million, which makes me wonder who exactly is contributing. We're really just looking at our tier 1s and tier 2s. 2 big angel investors. So that's really interesting. I don't, of course, recognize those. And then in our tier 2, all venture capitals, not people I'm used to seeing. I don't recognize a lot of those names. And so much stuff being built right now for institutions and stuff. And I just don't see how you are going to get all of these projects being built for institutions and they don't know something that we don't know, right? All right. Says, yeah, Underground, I missed that train too. Bought AVAX instead. Right. I didn't buy AVAX instead, but I still missed the train pretty much. Everybody said Solana to 0. Never listened to the FUD. Exactly. Stregaheart says, miss a bunch of trains. And that's why we're here trying to raise that crypto IQ and become better speculators in the market. Says, yep, good things always. Another train. Yep, exactly. And you gotta get up every time you get knocked down, right? Check out Robonomics. All right, I'll do that. Of course, high potential somebody jumps in. Could be a show, but we'll check it out. Let's see if we can even find it. Is it the tiniest coin? Is it in like Gecko Terminal? Is this it? XRT? They have an old and a new, so that's always... Why is the old one pumping, but the new one doesn't look good at all? All right, first let's go look at that old one. This is the old... Grab that max chart and let's see. You're talking about 2019. Has recently migrated from old to a new contract. Let's go to the new contract. No, I don't want to do it on Block Explorer. So ticker is XRT. Yeah, it says rug LOL, no volume. We look at everything here on this channel, so just because I show something is in no way saying that I approve of it. Yep, June 26th, it looks like they did a migration. It looks like it went terribly. So I'm going to assume that whoever was in here said check out Robonomics. Tell me why you want me to look at that. Because I'm done looking at it. That thing doesn't look very good. I don't know if you need to raise your crypto IQ or if maybe you're just here to try to shill that coin. High probability that's the case, and I'll never hear from you again. It's how it goes. People pop in and say stuff. KOR protocol. We did talk about this yesterday. KOR protocol is an on-chain creative asset clearinghouse providing infrastructure to register, route, settle digital intellectual property on Base. So this is really about Base. They've raised $7.5 million. I think Base is where it's at, right? Just some 99% that rug. Just some random trying to get exit liquidity. Exactly. He ain't gonna get much out of this community. I think our crypto IQ's too high. We could show a coin and people are not running to buy that coin. He says, I'm not LOL, yes. So are you You own Robonomics? Did you get into it or something? It doesn't look good, I'll tell you that. Do you know something about it? Is it preparing to launch something amazing on their new contract? Like, what's going on with it? Or did you just find it? I'm glad to see you're still here. I don't want to call you out and say you're a shill or something like that if you're not. Just know that people come in here and just say random projects and then we never hear from them again. It's pretty common. 7.5 million for this KOR. When you see things like clearinghouse, just know that it is not built for retail generally. And again, so many things being built for institutions right now. Why would all of these people... Two things, and I said this the other day. Why would the people come and put these things together, waste their time, hire developers or whatever they had to do, right? People with the skill set, make these projects, launch them, and then present them to angel investors and venture capitalists and corporations. And then why would any of those people invest big money in them? You know, why would anybody put $7 million into KOR? Unless they had something good to say to them, unless some people had a mind for what may be coming next in the future. Says read what it is. Why you all caps? Why you in here screaming? Who comes into a chat and just starts screaming at everybody? I mean, I will take a second and look at it. It's Robonomics. They've shifted. They're an old coin, right? So open source, IoT, and robotics ecosystem. Team of more than 10 years of experience, right? We are building an open ecosystem of the future, building and growing this kind of open source ecosystem. Right, but my question to you is, like, why are you bullish on this? Just because they do Robonomics? Or because they are Robonomics, but because they do robotics? Sorry, I misspoke there. Hopefully you can forgive me. Are you, like, really big in real life on robotics or something like that? Do they have a partnership with somebody? Like, give me a little bit of breakdown on why you're bullish on this thing. Because I can see what it is. We've seen many projects that have to do, you know, how about Robo? You ever checked out Robo? I'm not going to spend a ton of time on it because I don't particularly see any reason to. That protocol is going to take jobs. The idea definitely going to take jobs, for sure. Doc Holiday says, what song is this? Let me find out for you. It is You Go by Molife, M-O-L-I-F-E, and it's called You Go. And the protocol is going to take jobs. I mean, robotics is going to take jobs. We know that. Now, who's going to capture those sectors? I don't know. Is it going to be this project? Maybe. Could be. I'm looking for more like partnerships and stuff like that. Watch on YouTube. I want to see when this video came out. How long has this video been around? 47 seconds, and it came out 2 years ago, and in 2 years it's got 44 likes, and there's 2.3 thousand subscribers to it. That doesn't really spell excitement to me. I would like to see their Twitter. Let's go to their X. That's where I'd go. That's where we really can go and measure some excitement here. Era Labs, Robonomics. 31,000 followers. Pin post is from December 9th, 2025. I do actually feel like I've seen this video before right here. We've compiled the best moments from the project's history. Some details are first. But the one thing that I would say here, Files, and that's what I'm going to call you, is that does any of this equal money into the market cap of the coin? Are you well versed in your tokenomics? Like, is this going to make people money? It could be a really cool project. They could take jobs and they could take all the money they make and put it in their treasury, and that could do absolutely nothing for anybody who holds the coin, which is common, by the way. That's a common issue with a lot of projects, right? So anyways, I get the idea. It's robotics, right? Of course, I'm sure it's combining AI and all kinds of different things with that as well. So let's move on. We have ALSA. $6.5 million total raise. ALSA is a unified API gateway and payment network enabling AI agents to autonomously transact for large language models and data using stablecoin nano payments. Of course, that X402, you can see it right here. You know it's coming. We've been mentioning it quite a bit lately. Okay, the token is needed to operate the network. Can you expand on that a little bit and tell me how exactly the token is used? I don't doubt you. I mean, the token may be used to operate the network for sure. Do they have any big partnerships with anybody? And then, of course, we got Lab bouncing back a little bit to $1.27. The Bitmart token, not even up 1%. Multiverse X, Arbitrum, AMP, Fabric Protocol. Here's Robo. I was literally just mentioning Robo. Have you checked them out? They're new. They have a little bit of clout in the game. And Cubic. I know a lot of people like Cubic. It's been around about 2.7 years. Some days this segment takes forever, and today it actually went pretty quick. To pay the robots, yeah. I mean, it makes sense. I will definitely keep an eye out for it. I'm not against anything. We always try to dive deep and look at different stuff. The narrative itself, Files, we've gone over quite a bit, especially when this coin came out. We talked about that whole narrative and it taking jobs and adding AI and all of those different type of things. There are several different coins, or I should say projects, that are looking to put together all kinds of different things, from the networks to also the marketplaces where these things will be presented and sold, right? So there's more than one person competing in that market. Hopefully Robonomics can get... Now, when you say we're just showing the chart is a good measurement of the excitement and speculation behind a project. So that can matter a lot. Machine-to-machine payment, yes. But one thing here that we do is and I'm not saying it's a bad project. Don't try to stone me over it. But we do our best to raise our crypto IQ and understand that somebody being in a narrative and the narrative being a good narrative doesn't necessarily mean that they've got the market cornered, that there aren't high competition from other people who are doing a better job of making partnerships and raising awareness. All of these things can matter, right? So always do your own research. And that kind of goes for everybody. Let me tell you a little story about crypto tonight, because tonight we're going to be talking about exchanges. This is me too. I like researching gems people don't talk about. That's why I like your channel. Appreciate you saying that, man. He said you good. I'm glad that we can vibe, right? I never know, because it's just somebody in the chat. I don't know if I'm like making them super mad or something. I appreciate you sticking around and having something to say. And I hope you join our Discord. We love to have people who are into something, right? If you're into something like this, I'd love to hear all of your thoughts, and I'd love to talk to you about, pretty much anything. And that goes for kind of everybody in our community. We kind of like to pick each other's brains. Free Discord link down in the chat. I'm not asking you to buy anything. I just genuinely would like to hear more about things, from like how you got into crypto, what you care about. And then, of course, if I know you're always watching, I'm going to integrate that stuff into the show. So thanks for being here. Here's our story to set up the topic of the night. And again, we're talking about the war of exchanges, which I think is a really interesting one, right? For a long time, financial apps had to clear categories. A brokerage was for stock, right? They had clear categories. There was clear lines of separation. And it's really, crypto's just messing that up for everybody. Look at sports betting and then Polymarket. I could bet on who's going to win a football game and turn around and bet on the same exchange if it's going to rain tomorrow at my house, right? It's weird, but it's cool. Prime Minister says, gonna do some work and listen in the background. UG, man, I appreciate you even telling me what you're doing. Thank you so much for just being involved. but I hope you get a lot done, man. A crypto exchange was for crypto. Sports were for sports betting. Future exchanges were for derivatives, and bank apps were for money. Wallets were for custody. Oh, the simple days. This is like the stuff I'll talk about when I'm 85, and I'll be like, I remember when everything was separated. Get off my lawn. A DeFi app was for on-chain yield and swap. A prediction market was for event contracts. Each one had its own lane. But that world is starting to change, because the most valuable things in finance is not just assets, it's the user relationship. This is something Coinbase has done super well, and I'm not surprised that kind of Coinbase is leading the charge here for the super app, because they're the ones who focused the most on like user ability, UX, the dashboard, right? And they're constantly making it better, moving things around, adding things, integrating. They built a separate thing. They decided to integrate it all into the platform. It's just, they're always innovating and moving. So I'm not surprised that they're leading the way. Kraken's been around forever. They got money. They can come in and make it happen too. It's very easy to come in and copy the guys on top who built something and be like, oh, okay, this is cool. Have my developers make something like this, right? That's easy. To lead the way and lead the charge, put your money up before you have a clear path to, returns and what people like. That is what we call an innovator in the space, and I have to give Coinbase points for that. A platform owns the user. It can offer more products. If it owns the wallet, it can offer more payments. If it owns the exchange, it can capture trading fees. If it owns custody, it can hold assets. And if it owns the stablecoin rails, it can move money. If it can own the prediction markets, it can turn attention into trades. And if it owns brokerage layers, it can offer stock exposure. That is why the market is getting more competitive. Everybody wants to own more of the stack. A super app, if you will, right? Everybody wants to be the super app that everybody's going to use. I don't think, especially in the American market specifically, I don't think we're really going to see one clear winner. We'll have a top dog in the space, which I think will be Coinbase. But I think Kraken and Robinhood will definitely have a part of the market. Gemini is trying to come in to it, and I don't think they're gonna make it in, but who knows? Maybe there'll be like a 1% of people who use Gemini who just like never left their exchange. I don't know why you'd want to use that. The shift tonight here is that crypto exchanges are no longer just exchanges. That is the main point. They are trying to become financial platforms, and they are not the only ones. Brokerage are adding crypto style products, so we're seeing the merge that we've kind of always been talking about, where crypto is adding all of these tokenized stocks and all of these things that we would traditionally see in the TradFi world. And the TradFi world, traditional finance, is adding all of these like exposure to crypto products. That is a big deal. And prediction markets are moving towards financial markets. Sportsbooks are watching event contracts, and sportsbooks and sports betting type places they're worried, let me tell you, because you can make the same kind of bets for sports on Polymarket, or like some kind of prediction market can integrate all that stuff. And I can't really see anything legally where they have like, what do you call that, intellectual property that would stop you from being able to integrate these things. I don't believe they do. Derivative platforms are looking at retail-friendly perpetuals, and crypto exchanges are looking at tokenized stocks. Apps are trying to become a one-stop financial hub. This is why the Onchain Market War is bigger than a trend. Tokenized stocks are one battlefield, prediction markets another. AI agent trading is a whole nother battlefield, and stablecoin rails, right? Processing and the fees that come with it, that's a different battlefield. There's so many different battlefields, and all of them together make one big war, right? But the bigger war is the platform layer, and all of these things we just read, stablecoin, perps, because all of that's got to be wrapped up in one easy to use place for the consumer. So who gets all the users and who holds all the assets? Who gets to have all of this together? And that is what we're talking about. Heavy competition is not just between companies. It's going to be also with the regulators of different countries, the US especially, right? So once you understand that, the news starts to look different. Coinbase wanting tokenized stocks is not about stocks, right? And it's about competing with brokerage. Gemini moving into prediction market is not just about event contracts. It's about becoming a broader financial super app. Kalshi expanding perpetual futures is not about perps. So it's not surface level here. If you think any of these things is just about what you see, perpetual contracts, right, prediction markets, then you're kind of missing the overall point. Robinhood is touching crypto stocks, tokenized assets is not just product expansion. It's about owning the retail trading relationship, because if you have the sentiment, if you have the trust, then you have everything. You have all the market. The idea of Robinhood having all the trust is a little hard for me to wrap my head around, but I think they'll have some. Polymarket's US return is not just a comeback story. It's a part of prediction markets moving into regulated finance. Again, prediction markets being regulated finance, that's a crazy one to wrap your head around if you really have been here since the beginning. And the real question is not which app adds one new feature. The real question is who becomes the place where users trade everything. And we all kind of agree this is where this market lives. This is where we want to be. It's kind of like when people in crypto world are like, we're not going to really be on Facebook and this, that, and the other. We're going to be on Twitter. Hey, 007 Zoe, Elio, what's up, brother? Welcome in. I love to see familiar names in the chat, especially when they just come walking in all of a sudden. It makes my night. All right, so let's move along, and let's talk about top gainers, top losers. Let's refresh this too. So this is Blockworks. If you don't know, I don't have an affiliate link. This is not me trying to get you to buy something. It's free as far as I know. I don't even know if you could pay for it if you wanted to. But it is a great place for data, especially if you have very specific things. A good example would be for files, if you're still here, is we could probably see if we can find some metrics about not so much Robonomics as a specific project, but money and inflows and interest into robotics in general. This place is full of data. It's really interesting, and I've just kind of begun to scratch the surface here, right? So Velvet is up 18.7%. Velvet, very interesting. I haven't dug super deep into it. We've definitely reviewed it surface level, right? The XC 15%, Arbitrum 12%, top of losers. Meme Core, unfortunately, but it's still hanging in there, $1.22. Lido and Layer 0, not any big losers, right? Under 10%, not a big deal. And I think my Meme Core around like $1.10, $1.13, so I'm still above water. I'd like to see that kind of bottom out and get to moving. Let's go to this dashboard here and pull up those crypto ETFs. All right, so right off bat, you have blockchain revenue. I love that you can kind of just clear all of them, and then you could just grab like somebody like Hyperliquid, right? And you can look, today's date is the 9th. So this says, let's see, can I get yesterday? First, we got to like zoom in. Oh, we was zoomed in. Well, that's too zoomed in. So we only have stuff from the 7th. That's interesting. They made $228,000 the day before. They made $1.7 million on chain. We've talked about this quite a bit. It's pretty flexible. I can come back, put all of them in. So I hover, it gives me everybody. And I know right off the bat that on the 7th, Tron made the most money out of everybody in revenue. But let's go to the crypto ETFs because I want to see inflow, outflow data. That's kind of what I want to see. We do have the 8th. And we saw a positive 39 million come into BTC. This is one where it really pays to like cut everything off, put BTC on, and you'll see this was barely almost 4 million on the 3rd, but because you skip, because ETFs don't have inflows over the weekends, right? That traditional market. What we're trying to get rid of here in crypto. But anyways, for the last 4 days it's open, even though it's very small on the 3rd, we've had inflows. Look how long we had outflows. where we could barely get a day of inflows. Now it's shifted, and they're starting to buy again to the tune of 231 million, 280 million. Today was only 40 million, but you get the point. But go look at like XRP. XRP has had like nothing but inflows, and we have some crazy ones here. Look, there's 118 million outflow. Oh wow. And exactly 118 million inflow. It's kind of sketchy, or it's just one big person, right? Anyways, you've seen pretty consistent inflows to the XRP ETF, but what about Ethereum? We don't talk about Ethereum much. Ethereum looks almost identical to Bitcoin, right? So that doesn't really surprise me. They even have a multi-asset ETF. I don't really know all the ins and outs about it. I don't know exactly, of course, what is in that multi-asset. It's not all crypto, I'm sure of that. It might be like the top 20 or something like that. What about Solana? Solana pretty 50-50 on ins and outflows, but recently, the last couple of days, quite a bit of inflows. I don't see an XLM ETF. Do we not have an XLM ETF? Anyways, you guys get the point. It's pretty interesting if you ask me. And then if you come down here, you know, you can see it ranked in other ways. Let's go to latest flows. Toggle it. ETH had 23 million. And then if you look down the side, right, this is what I was talking about. There's tons of different data. Derive, yep. We've talked about Derive many times. I'll pull it up for you real quick. Decentralized exchange, right? Derive, meaning like derivative, I believe. So it's a layer 2 base native DeFi perpetuals, right? That's how you know it's an exchange. Derivatives, right? Derive, derivative. I think that's where they got that from. 1.5 billion max supply. Circulating supply is 999 million. Hopefully you know your tokenomics, because to me they are very important. We're on the max chart. Derive token generation event about the 15th or 14th of January 2025. It's chilling at about 11 cents. All-time chart saying it's down about 38%. That's not really a shocker here in crypto. And 112, if I didn't say that, million in market cap. Let's see, we got Ethereum contracts, base contract, Arbitrum, and Optimism. Let's go run to their website real quick, enter their decentralized exchange, and see what we think of it. I've looked at it many times before, but they do a lot of times upgrade. So this is for ETH. Let's pull up something like BTC. We might understand the numbers a little bit better here, right? So I feel like this kind of trading is more old school. Like the way that this is presented, these options, right? It's a very old school thing here. Not what a lot of people in crypto are used to. That would be perps, right? This is what we're used to. Nice chart. You got your order book, your spread kind of deal, trading feed. And then, of course, you have where you in and out, limit, market, stop loss, whatever you want to do. Connect your wallet. And it's just like using a centralized exchange, but a decentralized exchange is connecting a wallet versus all your wallets and everything being built in. They got spot files. Do you use this? Do you actually use it? Because here's the thing that I often ask. There are so many decentralized exchanges. We saw a whole craze of them, right? And then we've seen consistently decentralized exchange after decentralized exchange come out. And who's going to win? It's hard to say. I do very much feel like the ones that integrate the most things, and I've seen decentralized exchanges that have far more integration than this, that have launch pads in them and trenches and all kinds of different things, prediction markets. On top of all of these different things, their perps have, you know, you can come up here and you can click if you want Hyperliquid, if you want Solana, like you can choose your exchange. So to me, the one that has the most stuff all in one place is the one who I think I'm going to win. He says, I've never used it. Do you hold the coin by any chance? What's got you interested in Derive? I've looked at it many times. For me, if I was going to buy one, it's just hard for me to know which one to buy because there are so many. Think of Aster and all the different ones that were out around the time of Aster. It's just hard for me to be like, who's the clear winner here? Like, who is definitely got the market cornered when it comes to that. Anyways, just wanted to show off Blockworks for a minute more. You got your funding and MA, revenue, leaderboards, applications, centralized exchange, layer 2 blockchains, launch pads, all of that type of stuff. Now, where do I want to talk about next? This is kind of for Prime Minister, whether he's able to chat or he's just listening. We're going to type in Robinhood. And then before we hit enter, we're going to go to categories. And we're going to go to Robinhood Ecosystem. Let's see. These are our categories. Robinhood Ecosystem, Robinhood Chain Memes, and Robinhood Chain Stock Ecosystem because they have tokenized stocks as well. I do like that they kind of keep them separated. CoinGecko, I like a lot for their categories. That's makes it easy. Like, for example, I thought Robinhood. Okay, it's a new one. I want to see what's going on over there. I want to see what launch pads there are and what projects are building, what meme coins, and then I can come right here. It gives me by market cap. Money into a market cap is a measure of attention. Now, sometimes you'll have a lot of money in a market cap because you got the attention of somebody with a lot of money, but usually it's a collection of people's attention, speculation, and money. So, Robinhood wrapped ETH, that's not going to be a big deal to us. Stablecoins, not going to be a big deal. Virtual protocols, of course, they're going to operate on Robinhood. And look at Cash Cat. Up here at, I mean, literally Cash Cat is the #1 project that is native to Robinhood. Let's put it that way, right? Because your stable coins, I don't really like to count those, and virtual protocols is not native to Robinhood. It's just integration, interoperability. That's different. But we got Cash Cat. Says yes, on-chain options. Yep, exactly. And some people are really big on the options and puts and stuff like that, and other people are more just into perpetual trading and lots of leverage and things like that. And it's cool when it's all together because you can kind of pick your cup of tea. But I noticed that some of them lean more traditional and some of them are like out here. They got trenches and launch pads in them and stuff like that's very DeFi. So I guess it just depends on who built it and what they think. Now, we've got this Arrow coin. Is it a meme coin? I'm not sure. It says Robinhood Ecosystem, Decentralized Finance. It's Arrow Finance. Okay, so it's not a meme coin. Yeah, borrow against what you already have. I mean, this is in a test net right now. Doesn't look like. And it makes sense. Robinhood, right? He has a bow and arrow. We've seen this idea in marketing and you know, the symbols and the names. We've seen it in a few things. There was another one that had a bow in it, right? Most holders raise cash by selling, triggering a taxable sale and giving up every bit of future upside. I do like the idea. Selling triggers taxes, idle collateral, and fragmented liquidity. The idea is cool. I would love to see some good stuff built on Robinhood, even if the mega, you know, company that is Robinhood is not. In my opinion, I'm really interested that Robinhood is going this direction because I don't really think they have a great reputation in crypto. Maybe I've just been around too long and I'm remembering the sentiment in the old days, right? If you will. And maybe people have forgotten, new people have come in, they've moved on. That's very well possible. And then you're just going to get like a lot of meme coins, right? Robin with hat. So how do we know? This would be one for Prime Minister. And again, I think he's working. I don't think I'm going to get him to answer. But how do we know which ones to pick as far as meme coins, right? And again, we could go back to something like Yoink. And let's go like Yoink exclusive. They have Noxa on here as well. So you can kind of pick, or you could just hit all and have them all together. Let's refresh it. I don't know if it refreshes itself. We need the latest numbers. And it doesn't seem like there's a lot of big ones over here. I mean, look at the market cap. You go from 104 million to 10 million, almost 11 million. The Juggernaut. Don't know why that one would necessarily be important, but they have weird things on them like graduated. What did they graduate? Tendies. It's got 3 million. Dog in Hood is graduated, meaning like these are the ones that kind of have that nod of approval. I don't really feel like Robinhood Pepe is going to do well because Pepe has a coin on all kinds of, and the liquidity is really scattered, and there's so many purple Pepe and just so many. I think they do themselves like a really big disservice by doing that. Kitso, kind of like a Doge idea. Wishbone, dollar is all you need. This 446.63, saw that one was was doing better. It's down 58%. Yesterday it was doing better. Robinhood Inu, okay, but how do we pick them? Says use Dex Screener UG, pick Robinhood chain as category. Very old, very odd. Launchpad more risky. Established projects on Dex are better. I'll explain more to you guys in the Discord. I would highly appreciate that because I don't live in the world of Launchpads, but I would have loved to get a part of that Cash Cat. That's for sure. Says go to Dex Screener. So we'll just scrap this. Go to Dex Screener. Token pair not found. That's not what I asked it to do. And we're gonna want to pick a chain. I haven't been here in a hot minute, so let's do that. New pairs. Filter. All platforms. Launch pads. Profiles. Where do I get to pick the chain at? I know somewhere here I've got to be able to like pick chain. Just like so many options in your face right away. It's kind of crazy. Launchpad token, advertising. Okay. Has profile. I'm in a good play now on Robinhood. It's called Cash Kitten. I know the devs too, and I'm a mod in the Telegram. I assume they're going Cash Cat. So what? Can I search that one? The other one is Copycat Coins. They mess me up pretty good too, right? And again, Cash Cat. I mean, these are different pairs, I guess, in different places. Baby Cash Cat. Liquidity is like 26,000. Is it all one word? I don't see Cash Kitten. Yeah, I don't see that one. Okay. I'm gonna make one called Dollar Dog. Just to fight against the Cash Kittens. Hey, it's CCP. What's up? He said, hey, let's moon. Absolutely. I love the narrative you always come with. You'll have to send me like a contract address or something for the Cash Kitten. Many of the sold devs, ruggers are here too, so you don't want to buy any Robinhood memes unless you know what you're doing. And I don't really know what I'm doing over here. I don't even know how to go to just Robinhood stuff, right? Oh, and he gave me a contract address. Let's do that. Of course, it's like not easy to do. All right, I did it. I copied it. Even if it wasn't easy. Let's go here. Let's take a look at this. There we are, Cash Kitten. And so what? We think Cash Kitten's going to rise to the cream of the top here? Let's go like the 1 hour. Yeah, type the contract in. Yep, absolutely. I copy and pasted. I wasn't going to type it. Good token here. I'm holding all-time high 120K is a good retrace. Now devs burn 2%. Burn 2%. Okay, that's cool. And it says it's on Uniswap, even though it's Robinhood. Again, I don't exactly know why this beats all the other ones, but I certainly, I'm trusting you here. And then if I wanted to buy it, is it one of those ones where I have to buy through like Telegram or something like that? I don't particularly love stuff like that. Put it on a watch list. I don't think I have anything on a watch list yet. So, okay, Uniswap is where you buy these memes. Pro tip from CCP says crypto will eventually moon. I believe that for sure. It's why I'm here. I guess we got to get a little bit of Cash Kitten over here on Uniswap. So I got the contract address, so now I just need to go to actually Uniswap, right? I wish they had an integration here where I could just buy through Uniswap directly right here. I should just be able to buy. I should be able to connect and buy. That would be very helpful. Anyways, go to Uniswap. Sponsored results. Never do the sponsored results. Yeah, hide sponsored results. Yeah, app uniswap.org swap. This should be the right one. Select a token. Cash Kitten. Very easy to use Robinhood. If you're familiar with Base, it's the same. Yeah, what wallet do I even need? Cash Kitten isn't traded on leading US centralized exchanges. Oh, okay, that's fine. They're just saying like this is not a real coin. I feel like that's what they're trying to tell you here, right? Wow, I got some random coins here. Shadow Combat League. I don't remember having that. A little bit of Toshi and a little bit of Dog in Me. What do I got for ETH, though? I mean, I barely any ETH. It's like $1.28. MetaMask or Rabby. Any EVM wallet. Yeah, that's right. I did have Robinhood testnet already on my MetaMask, so I'm sure that means I have this. All right, cool. What I think I'll do is I'll grab a little bit of Ethereum and send it over to my MetaMask. Why don't we talk a little bit of news real quick? I feel like today's been going pretty fast. And we kind of want to get past some of these ones that we just keep reading over and over. So, Ether, it's a weird way to put it. ETFs are quietly improving. Wow, Bitcoin's, why do they keep saying Ether like that? Why don't they say Ethereum? It's weird. marking a fifth straight session of inflows. Yeah, we already looked at that. We know we have inflows. Crypto Quant says Bitcoin's rebound is still a bear market recovery. I would say he's probably right. Crypto Quant said Bitcoin's recent rebound should be viewed as a bear market recovery, not a confirmed trend reversal. Hey, I feel like that's the point I have been trying to make. I don't think we're out of the woods on any of that. That's for sure. Bitwise says Bitcoin's floor is rising. Bitwise strategist Juan Leon urged that Bitcoin's downside support is getting stronger, becoming some institutional investors are buying the dip. When AI investments, macro pressure, and delayed U.S. crypto legislation remains headwinds. That is bullish. Bitcoin ETF and private credit redemption shows broader liquidity stress. Sony Bank got conditional U.S. approval for stablecoin Trust Bank. Capitalized with $40 million, but operations still require final approvals. Swift is rolling out blockchain ledger with 17 global banks. Does that mean XRP is out? Swift said its blockchain-based ledger is ready for initial use by banks across 6 continents. What does this do for the XRP narrative? A group of 17 banks is preparing to test live transactions with the goal, and this came out a while ago, that Swift pretty much said we're going to build our own thing, with the goal of enabling tokenized deposit payments overnight and on weekends before final settlement through existing payment systems. This is one of the biggest infrastructure stories today. Swift is not trying to replace the banking system with a public crypto. It's trying to bring blockchain-style 24/7 settlements into the existing banking network. Swift moves another stablecoin. Is another stablecoin versus tokenized deposit story. Swift's ledger is focused on tokenized deposits, not public stablecoins like USDC or USDT. It means banks are building their own blockchain-based money rails to compete with stablecoins while keeping deposits inside regulated bank infrastructure. Who saw that coming? I gotta say, I saw that coming. Mostly because Swift told us that that's what they were gonna do 7 months ago. Brazil's B3 exchange launched options on BTC, ETH, and Sol futures, seeing a lot of Latin market. Coinbase legal chief Paul Graul, or whoever, is stepping down. I don't know necessarily why we care about that. Coinbase shifts come as the company expands beyond crypto trading. We've talked a lot about that. Ethereum Institutional wants to become Wall Street's guide to Ethereum. So this is where I feel like a lot of people got confused. You had a lot of people leave Ethereum Foundation, and then this Ethereum institutional and new nonprofit, right, came about. I get the feeling that a lot of people came from the foundation to this institutional, and it's completely aimed at educating banks and financial institutions about Ethereum. They're like a promotion team for Ethereum. So they're very much still working for Ethereum's good, betterment, expansion, evolution, whatever you want to call it. And they're still working for Ethereum, right? So I find this very interesting, and I hope they do a good job. I mean, what other cryptos have teams and a foundation, if you will, put together to go and put themselves in presentations and boardrooms around institutions? I've never heard of anybody else saying it. So it might be a nice pivot to bring some serious institutional attention to Ethereum. Ethereum Foundation says AI agents can find bugs, but most reports are false positives. Was Zcash a false positive? This seems like an interesting story. Let's touch on this before we shift here. Ethereum Foundation says AI agents are useful for finding vulnerabilities in network infrastructure, but most AI-generated bug reports are false positives. Crypto.news reported that AI agents found a real, whatever this is, LIB, what is this, peer-to-peer vulnerability, later discussed as CVE 2026 34219 if you really know what that is. But the foundation emphasized that human validation and reproducible proofs are still essential, meaning like somebody's got to go prove that it actually does what AI says it's gonna, that the exploit is real, right? Put it in layman's term, Chainlink's CCIP is pulling major assets away from layer 0. More than 7.2 billion in cross-chain and wrapped assets have migrated from layer 0 to Chainlink's cross-chain interoperability protocol since May. I tell you, some days I can't talk. Mantle is the latest project to move layer 0 OFT standard to Chainlink. Okay, so Chainlink is stepping all over layer 0's territory. Very interesting. Let's get back to raising that crypto IQ, why don't we? And let me do something real quick. It'll only take a second. I'm gonna buy a little bit of ETH. And you won't see it. Oh, wait, maybe you will see it pop up. Anyways, we're going to raise that crypto IQ. I'm going to buy some of this coin that we were just talking about here. Anybody else use QR code with a lot of these things, and it'll just like try to scan it so fast that it'll be like, this is not an Ethereum contract, and then I'll scan it again and it'll be like, oh yeah, you're right, that is an Ethereum contract. I'm like, yeah, I know it is. Like, try not to scan things so fast that you don't even look at them. And that goes for QR codes with a lot of things. All right, I implemented that. We will be buying some Cash Kitten here real soon. Hopefully it does well. So the old market lanes are breaking down. The old model was simple. Stockbrokers handled stocks. Crypto exchanges handled crypto. Sportsbooks handled sports betting. Futures exchanges handled derivatives. Let me get back to the chat. Let me get back here. All right, cool. So everything was well I'm telling you, maybe I need to drink water instead of this Zevia soda right here. Banks handled money, right? Everything was separated. Yeah, I realized I needed that. But new financial platforms are trying to collapse those lanes into one user experience. I'm bullish, all for putting everything together in one place. Why do we need 10 different apps to live our lives? Just put it all in one. Why not? That is why today's market feels different. And I think the winning idea is make super apps, but have multiple super apps, right? Not just one super app. Like, I think it's Weex app or whatever in China. That's all they got. That is why today's market feels different. A crypto app may want stocks. A stock app may want crypto, right? Prediction markets might want sports, politics, economics, and finance. Derivative venues may want retail-friendly perpetuals. And a wallet may want payment, swap, staking, and asset custody. The future financial app may not stay inside one category, and I highly doubt that it will. Tokenized stocks pull crypto exchanges into brokerage territory. Monday's topic connects directly to tonight. If crypto platforms can offer tokenized stocks, they can begin competing with traditional brokerage. That's very important. Very much stepping on the toes of people who are well cemented into the foundation of TradFi. Routers reported that the SEC is expected to issue exemption guidelines that could allow crypto firms to offer blockchain-based stocks. And with so much talk going on, I think that they probably will, right? They don't do this much positioning and talking unless they're pretty certain they're about to get it. And that Coinbase plans US tokenized stock launches when rules allow. Routers also reported Robinhood, Kraken, and other crypto exchanges are offering tokenized stocks overseas. That is not a small shift. That means crypto platforms could move from buy Bitcoin here to buy everything from ETFs, RWAs, and tokenized assets. So I love these classroom visuals. So user app owns attention and customer relationship. Exchanges route, custodies hold assets, stablecoin rails move money, tokenized assets expand beyond crypto, prediction markets turn events into tradable products, derivatives and perps add leverage and advanced trading, and wallet API layers connect users, apps, and agents. And we put it all together. The big idea is that the winner is not just a platform with one good product. The winner may be the platform that controls the most important layers. Prediction markets are pulling exchanges, brokerage, and sportsbooks into the same area. And before we do that, let's buy us some... Now, you do got to leave a little bit for some fees. Yeah, sure. Let's do it. It's only a 5-cent fee. I'm cool with that. So pick me up a little $13 of this. Prime Minister, I'm going to need you to make sure this thing hits $100 million market cap. I'm counting on you, buddy. I appreciate you. Just, wake me up when September ends. Let me know when this thing hit $100 million. I'll cash out a cool, I don't know what, $900K or something like that. And I'll hop on a plane. We'll go party. Run through all the things. And I got some cash kitten. Zero transactions confirmed. All right, we'll come back to that in a minute. I won't distract too much, because this is the real learning sauce right here. Prediction markets are pulling exchanges, brokerage, and sportsbooks into the same area. Tuesday's topic also connects directly here. Direct markets turn real-world events into tradable contracts. That means they touch multiple worlds at once. Trading, forecasting, sports, politics, news, finance, culture. CoinDesk reported that Bernstein sees prediction markets consolidating, blurring the lines between exchanges, brokerage, and sportsbooks, right? The report said that platforms that own both consumer distribution and exchange infrastructure capture more economics in-house, increasing pressure on rivals. So it's all business, people. It's all business, right? And that is an important part. This is not just a prediction market story. This is a distribution story. Who has the users? Who has the licenses? That's going to become even more important with the Clarity Act. Who has the exchange technology? Because there certainly is some software and probably even hardware type tech that is very important to running these big exchanges. Who has the liquidity? Who has the brand, right? Brand recognition. Who has the people's sentiment? Gemini is a good example of the financial super app direction. Gemini's own homepage now frames itself as a platform for trading, predicting, and earning, and says users can place predictions through event contracts with yes or no outcomes and $1 payouts if correct. Only $1 payouts, maybe like per contract you own, right? So you would buy, if you had $1,000, you'd buy 1,000 contracts. I'm assuming that's how it works, because I don't think people are on there playing with $1. CoinDesk reported that Gemini Titan received a CFTC DCM license to offer U.S. event contracts, placing it among the small number of CFTC regulated venues permitted to offer event contracts in the U.S. CoinDesk also reported Gemini's described the move as part of building a one-stop financial super app. And that phrase, it matters because one-stop financial super app, That is the direction. It's not just crypto. It's not just prediction markets. A broader financial hub. The exchange war is moving towards financial super app, not a single product platform that we've known them as in the past. Old models, crypto app for crypto. New model, one app for everything. And that's, you get the idea. We're not going to run through that. I hate to be overly repetitive. Perpetual futures are another battlefield, right? Perps used to be a crypto native product that many US users associated with offshore exchanges. Now that is changing. Routers reported today that Kalshi is in an advanced talk with regulators to expand perpetual futures beyond crypto into metals, foreign exchanges, energy, indices, and individual stocks. Routers also reported that Kalshi's launched the first US approved crypto perpetual futures in May after the CFTC clearance, and has seen $16.1 billion in perp trading volume since that launch. That is a major market structure signal. This is what we're trying to raise, that crypto IQ and make you a better speculator about. He says, yo, how much did you buy? I bought like $14 worth. Right. So I've got 297,000 cash kittens. I'm not going to call them tokens. They are cash kittens. All right. Perps are not just crypto trading products anymore. They become part of the regulated retail financial market, right? Takeaway. Perp market is moving from offshore crypto culture towards regulated financial competition. The fight is really about distribution, so don't miss it. Most users do not choose the best market structure. They choose the app they already use, and that's why distribution is so powerful. If a platform already has millions of users, it can add products. If a platform already has trust, it can cross-sell. If a platform already has balances, it can make trading a lot easier. If the platform already has payments, it can route money. And if the platform already has custody, it can hold assets. This is why Coinbase, Robinhood, Gemini, Kraken, Kalshi, Polymarket, and DraftKings style players in traditional brokerage are all part of the same conversation. And there will be ones popping up that you had forgot even existed, right? He says, perfect, bro. You locked in. Absolutely. I was saying, Prime Minister, I'm counting on you to get that project to $100 million in market cap. So let me know. Wake me up when September ends. Let me know when we got that $100 million market cap. And that's obviously all jokes. But do you actually think that the Cash Kitten can follow trend with like the Cash Cat, maybe get picked up by the same people who are buying that, right? And move liquidity over there, or some kind of variance of that? That's kind of what I'm asking. So the product matters, but distribution may decide who wins. So distribution more important than having the most amazing product. A new company right now could launch, make super app style interface and everything, and have superior products, but nobody would know who they were, and that would make it very hard for them to compete in the market. And Prime Minister, what I'm really asking is, like, is that wave over? Is that attention all in Cash Cat? How is the attention gonna move to Cash Kitten, right? Oh yeah, we gonna bag work, and yeah, it's definitely possible, happens all the time. Well, I'm here, man. I want to be like that guy who put $85 in and turn it into $2 mil. And if I put $13 in and we turn it into, like, I don't know, 500,000, totally happy with that. The opportunity is huge, but the risk is product confusion. And you can see here on this stream, on this community, I'll take some risks and we'll do some things and we'll show you, and you'll get to see for yourself if it was worth it or not. When platforms add more markets, users can get more access. That's the good size. The risk here is actually confusion. A user might not understand the difference between a stock and a tokenized stock, a prediction contract and a bet, a perp and a normal spot trade, stablecoins and bank deposits, crypto wallet and a brokerage account, tokenized assets and direct ownership, regulated venue and an offshore venue. And this is why raising your crypto IQ matters so dang much. The more markets get combined into one app, the more important it is to become for a user to understand what they're actually buying. Financial super apps can expand access, but they can also hide product complexity behind the simple interface, right? Shregaheart says 500 mil. Don't worry, if I get 500 mil, Shregaheart, you can have a mil. I got you. I got 2 mil for you at that point. You always have a main runner and a beta. People rotate to new memes after profit taking cash cat liquidity. That I believe, that I understand, will flow downwards as time goes on. Yeah, people are going to take profits and then they're going to want to do it again. What always confused me though with a lot of it is I don't believe that maybe the big players, of course, they understand who's safe to bet with and who's not, like to buy with those meme coins. But then there'll become so much of a craze of people just making coins, right? Just cranking out coins that it becomes so cluttered. I don't know which one to buy. And that's why I stay away from it, because it just becomes so much noise. I can't separate the noise from what is actually like a good dev, like you say. So your insight here is actually very interesting. I'm learning a lot from you, which is so on point for what I'm trying to build here as a community. I really appreciate you being here day to day. And of course, in the Discord, linked in the chat and the description. All my links are in the description for that matter. The big picture, crypto wants to become the market layer. And if they do this, man, they could take over a lot of stuff. Like, think about Weeble. You could buy stocks and things, maybe Weeble's not a big deal anymore. This is the main lesson for Thursday. Crypto exchanges wanting every market is not random. It's the next natural step for on-chain finance. If crypto platforms can offer crypto stocks, prediction market, perp, stablecoins, payments, custody, staking, DeFi access, AI agent tools, and tokenized RWAs, then crypto stops just being an asset class, and maybe, just maybe, we get the adoption story that we have been talking about forever in crypto. Prime Minister says, as market cap grows on a coin, it attracts bigger investors. Absolutely. And 100 million, honestly, for some of those coins, we've seen plenty of meme coins on different platforms go to $1 billion, right? So it's not crazy for those markets to mature and more money to come over. You got that. Then crypto stops being just an asset class anymore. Again, adoption. It becomes market infrastructure. And that is the real reason this series is called Onchain Market Wars. The fight is not only over which coin wins. The fight is over who controls the market, rails, users, liquidity, and settlements. Crypto exchanges do not just want to list assets anymore. They want to become the place where every market trades, and I really can't wait for even things like real estate to be legitimate in RWA and you be able to do something with it, right? Prime Minister, this was for you. Boardwalk, did you ever get to check this out? Basically, what I thought was very interesting about this Boardwalk is that they're trying to like set a standard built in with the token launch that makes it kind of trustable, right? I guess almost like transparent and, free launch. What's the word I'm looking for? That we would see a lot of back in the day. Free launch is not the right word. So I thought this was really interesting. I was hoping maybe in your spare time you could take a look at this Boardwalk. Let me know your thoughts. Not so much about them as like a product, which I would like to know your thoughts, but more about the idea of having launch pads where there's so much security integrated that we can begin to maybe trust some of the launches. And what would happen if at the bottom of this bear market we fixed meme coins, like we fixed them, rug pulls, and like we fixed all that crap? Because I don't think it's impossible through smart contracts and code. Says, yep, I did. Looks interesting. They're promoting legit launches, weeds out ruggers. Exactly. And if we could weed out ruggers, even if it wasn't perfect, but it was by majority, and trust could come back into a lot of these like launch pads and meme coins. If we fix that at the bottom of the bear market, man, we could have a pretty crazy, money into meme coins into the next bull market. It would be pretty insane. After all of that crypto, raising IQ, let's pop over to chainers. I love some chainers. And let's sell off all of our fruits and vegetables here on the farm. Again, I just love the idea. For the longest time, Binance, Smart Chain, all these things, you went to a project and they had a farm. And the only thing in the farm was literally, a pool. And you could contribute to the pool and, you could go daily and get your rewards or whatever. And that was what they would consider the farm, right? And so that was all we really knew about farm. And they would always say that they had gamified it. Like it was a game. And it's like, no, it's not a game. This is a liquidity pool. And that's it. And you get a reward. It's not a game. Well, chainers legitimately gamified that idea, and I love it. I love that you can even get in and start messing around and you don't necessarily ever have to put any money in. Transparency's sake, I only ever put $10 into this because they gave us, a package I couldn't refuse for $10. Said, yeah, I agree on the next bull. Launch pads are going to stand out much more. It's still a very young concept. Exactly. And one thing that I always try to do my best is to separate concept from project. Somebody could come out with a great concept. Look at Anoma. I did buy $15 worth of Anoma today. But the point is, I love their concept of basically what is a ChatGPT for crypto, right? But intention. I give something an intention. And it does it. Hey, I want to buy this NFT over on this. And it goes through all the different motions of bridging, moving money, getting the right whatever coin that's needed for wherever that is, and purchasing the NFT and putting it in my wallet. All of that stuff, right? And I just give it an intention. Just like with ChatGPT or an AI agent, you might say, hey, I want to buy this over here. And it just buys it. Like you just send it a link. Hey, I saw this product on Facebook. This would be like an AI agent that had your bank account and everything, and you would say, go find the legitimate product where it is cheapest and purchase it for me, right? And you might give it some more guidelines. You might say, and get the one that has the quickest shipping. And then you literally just go make dinner, and you let it handle that. Well, that's what we call intent or intention. So you combine that ChatGPT style thinking, AI agent thinking, intention with abstraction, chain abstraction, wallet abstraction, which means to take the complexity away from the user so they don't see it. They just get to experience the good parts of it. That is the whole point of Anoma. And will they be the company to do it the same way? Will Boardwalk be the launch pad that everybody knows a year from now because they fixed the transparency and trust in meme coins? Maybe, probably not on both projects. But I can still begin to see the stars line up, and I can still begin to understand the ideas and know that at some point somebody's going to fix it. And it might just be Coinbase, right? Coinbase is going to take those ideas and put like a fair launch pad in their thing, and then the next thing you know, because again, that's what a super app does. It looks around for any new products that have any excitement that users want, and it just grabs it, it buys it, or it copies it. And that's what makes them the big conglomerate. And they didn't just start. They've been doing it forever. So that's normal business for a big conglomerate. And I'm not even mad at them. That's just how the world turns. Says, yeah, I agree on the next. Yep, bull launch pads. Yep, I did read that. Let's claim some rewards. Open some Chainer card packs. They are NFTs. They say that they actually, I got one CFB in-game currency. says that they actually mint on chain, right? Which I think is really cool. Means they are actually on chain NFTs. I believe that to be absolutely true. So now we're just opening packs. These just give us more items for our farm. And from there, we have a bigger, better farm with bigger, better items. And maybe we can earn some more. And I'll show you in just a second how much BNB I have earned so far. Oh, I had something to open there on the weekly. Another card pack. See what we get. I need all the regular fertilizer I can get. Okay, a sweet potato. I'll take it. And there's always something going on. I do love they're always doing something. The truth is out there. The fossils file? I don't know what the heck they're talking about. They always have all these crazy things. I never know what the heck they're talking about, to be completely honest with you. It's like a full-time job trying to keep up with chainers, like events that they have going on. I want to go back to the farm for a second. And then we'll go back to the news. The show is not over, guys. We'll go back to the news in just a second. And down the line of list of news articles and things, we start getting to the more, I guess, more crypto native stories, less giant stories that most people probably wouldn't care about. All right, so we go here. We're gonna put some things together. I can merge my sweet potatoes. Can merge some bamboo. I got the fertilizer required here. I think I want to merge some rares, but I can't because of what's in them. So I got to wait for them to finish. You got to come back and claim them. So that's how I go from like a common sweet potato that doesn't fetch for much to a rare sweet potato that should fetch for more. And that's just how that works. Let's toggle our thing. And we've so far got 0.00432 BNB. And so I'm pretty sure that'll stay the same regardless. I've had people tell me that they've withdrawn from chainers, no problem. Same thing with roller coin that you'll see me mess around with sometimes. You just play these simple little games. I know that it's not what it once was, and I'm certainly not investing in chainers really or roller chain. I haven't spent any money on roller chain. I spent $10 one time on chainers just to get a little bit of a leg up. But that was just because they gave me such a good offer. But anyways, that's the gist of it. And then if you drop down here, you'll see what you own. Got like 0.02 XRP. I just think it's funny that they give you like some actual coins you would recognize. Got a tiny bit of Tron. Tiny bit, and I mean a tiny bit, of some Dogecoin, right? Of some, I got 24 cents in Tether, right? Interesting. Doesn't cost me a dime. Let's drop back over to the news. Aave is rolling out vaults for fintech investors. I can't say this enough. We've seen institutions come into the space and start buying. Now we're seeing products and services built on chain for institutions. Do you think the institutions bought crypto because they believe in 8 years from now it's going to be in the garbage and nobody's going to care about it? Do you think that they are building services in the crypto blockchain technology world, on chain if you will, for these institutions because they're not coming into the market? Can you read the writing on the wall? Do you have patience? Are you going to look back and go, yeah, that was the bottom of the bear market from like now to like December, and even past December, you'll still feel like you bought the bottom of the bear market for months. Are you building any kind of portfolio, or do you have a random collection of random purchases? Do you have any kind of strategy? Do you have a mentality for how much money you're going to be putting into the market? Are you trying to build a portfolio that is X amount of dollars? We've done whole series on building portfolios and the mentalities around it. And you can just take a portfolio and break it down into percentages and put those percentages by risk. Why I'm taking a second to do this, I don't actually know, but hopefully it's going to serve somebody. I'm just saying, take 80%. This is what I generally think of. You can change it and do whatever you want with your money, because I'm not a financial advisor. Not my business. Not my money, not my business, right? How about that for a new catchphrase over here at Underground Crypto? 80%, not risky stuff. Bitcoin, Ethereum, right? Top 2 or 3 cryptos, not risky. Bitcoin's not going to if Bitcoin disappears, everything's gone. Doesn't matter, right? So 80% portfolio, not risky stuff. 80% leaves you with 20. 10% medium risk. 5% risky. Maybe 8%, 9% risky, and leave yourself 1 to 2% of your portfolio for super high risk. By dealing with percentages in your portfolio, now you can think about it and conceptualize without having to think about a certain number, right? It could be $1,000 as it could be $10,000 or $1 million. Percentage is percentage. That is just my thoughts, not telling you what to do with your money. Anyways, news. Aave is rolling out for fintech investors. What does it tell me? It is the broader push to make DeFi lending products more usable for fintech platforms and institutions. Fintech platforms and institutions, not retail. That's my point. So much stuff being driven specifically at where the big money is. They're coming into the market with collectively trillions of dollars, I wouldn't doubt. And that's going to make a difference. Do you have the mentality to build and wait? Because I know I do. AI contracts, not Bitcoin mining, are driving miner valuations. This is very interesting. This is all very much AI, or this is all very much crypto mining turned AI data center, right? So Compass Point argued that companies like Applied Digital, TerraWolf, and Cypher Mining should be valued based on signed AI data center contracts rather than Bitcoin mining economics. The firm said AI infrastructure companies should be judged by contracted rental income, with project completions and rent commons. My brain just went, what? Like commerce, right? Expected to drive performance over the next 2 years. You ever been so tired you're like, yeah, I'm not even going to try to do that? Why am I so tired? That is the question. This is a major crypto stock theme. Bitcoin miners are becoming AI infrastructure companies, and Wall Street is starting to value them more like data center landlords than pure mining firms. You got to think they have all that tech, they have all that GPU, they have all those servers, they have all that stuff in there, in their mining facilities, right? It can very quickly be turned over to AI infrastructure if that's more profitable. Those places are built for money. Whatever's most profitable is where they're going to go. And if it shifts and mining becomes more profitable again, they'll shift right back, or they'll build more warehouses, right? So Tomasky says crypto is off the table and AI is the focus. And what happens if a bunch of miners in huge mining facilities turn away from mining Bitcoin and start mining, hopefully I muted my mic in time. Turn away from mining and they go to AI infrastructure. Well, then the mining becomes easier, and the people who keep mining will probably make more money. That's my understanding of the way that the difficulty is adjusted over time, hash rate, if you will, for mining. Singapore investment giant Tomasky said crypto is off the table for future investments and will focus on AI instead. This keeps the AI is competing with crypto for capital narrative alive. Some investors are buying crypto dips, but major institutions are shifting attention towards AI infrastructure and frontier tech. I think they'll both be important. Where you invest your money get the most bang for your buck, that'll be different, right? New Hampshire rejected a $100 million Bitcoin bond effort. New Hampshire Executive Council rejected a proposal $100 million Bitcoin municipal bond project in a 3-2 vote, ending what would have been a first-of-a-kind state government coin. Nobody should be surprised. Almost all the people in these seats, they don't know the first thing about any of this technology and things. They've got heavy control. They're just not trying to shake the cage, you know. They're not trying to create waves in the pond at all. And they're not going to be here to see a lot of the stuff play out, and so they don't care because most of them are very old. BitGo introduced quantum protection for institutional Bitcoin wallets. What exactly does that even mean? But it sounds like a big deal. BitGo introduced quantum protection features for institutional Bitcoin wallets. This fits the growing post-quantum security theme. Quantum threats are not an immediate panic, but customer providers and blockchain teams are preparing for the future cryptographic migration. Do we really even have like a full grasp of what quantum is going to be able to do and what it's not going to be able to do? Because how do we protect ourselves from it if we don't even know where its limitations are? Can it just do everything infinitely fast forever? How do you build security against that, right? India's central bank still favors a crypto ban. That's hilarious, but not surprising. Reuters reported yesterday that Reserve Bank of India still leans towards prohibiting crypto. Why? India's tax department warned about tax evasion, so they're more worried about, not getting some tax. The people in India have known how to go around the big banks of India for forever. How do you think they steal tons of money a lot of times, right? It's not running through their big banks. Mara stock rose after Texas land deal for mining and AI computation. Mara Holdings, which I guess good for lifer, I know you have some of these, agreed to buy Texas land plot to support Bitcoin mining and AI computation ambitions. Decrypt reported that the stock popped after the news. I'm sure it did. How much is the question? And that is pretty much the news for the night there. As we do shift into that underground crypto hangout vibe, and I update Sunflower Land. Maybe hop onto that, get my VIP gift, even though I definitely did not buy VIP. Not enough food. We're out of food. I can't grow food fast enough for these chickens. I need to sell these chickens. That's all I know. Sell chickens. Yes, you. Confirm. Out. I need the money anyways. Anybody playing Sunflower Land? I honestly have been having a ton of fun playing Sunflower Land lately. It's just a well put together game. All of the chickens are sleeping. All right, let's get out of here. Actually have a little bit of money. And again, if I haven't showed it off enough times, people are dropping dough on these items, right? You can see right here that 18,000, call it almost 19,000 flour, which is the in-game currency, is worth about $1,200, maybe $1,250. So 19,000 flour is probably closer to $1,250. It's a decent amount of change. And if we come over here and we look at this, you can see money spent. 9,000 flour, 9,000, 13,000 flour, 12,000, 18,000. These big purchases happen all the time, as far as if you had one of these and were trying to sell it. Pretty interesting if you ask me. I would love to farm on this game and eventually come up with even a $200, $300, $400 sale. I rock with it. I think that's dope. You don't have that potential. Go turn on your PlayStation and play some Call of Duty. Let me know when you sell something for $1,000 on there. That's what I have to say when people want to put down DeFi gaming. It's like, yeah, that's cool if you want to spend all your time, and there are ways to make money on stuff like that. I'm not saying there's not. But for the average person, they're not on a competitive team winning tournaments and making dough It's not happening. So I'll stay where there is financial reward. And there I go spending all my money on axes. So I could chop down all these trees. And they'll just get better and better over time. Let's go to the plaza, fill some quests. Prime Minister says, you got me tempted to play again, been years, LOL. Hey, why not? Again, I don't have time to really spend like a Call of Duty or something. I just don't. And so these games are nice for me because there is some financial incentive without having to even drop money to get that financial incentive. And then on top of that, I can play at my own pace, and I don't have to like dedicate 30 minutes at a time or something like that. It just makes my life easy, honestly. And I don't really have the time for a lot of other games and gaming. Strega Heart says, thanks again. Night, everyone. Prime Minister said, good night. Strega, love the camaraderie here. And yeah, we've been streaming for an hour and a half. This is kind of where the show does open up for other things people want to talk about, if you want to talk about them, right? And yeah, how about that Cash Kitten? Where did I have... Did I close the deck screener? So I don't need to sit here on Uniswap. I'd rather keep the deck screener up. Whatever pair I was looking at is not found. All right. And we'll take a look at it. I'll be watching that market cap. 42,000, you say. At least I bought on a drawdown and not a pump. Let's see. Does seem like a little bit of support there. 1, 2, 3, close enough. 4, maybe 5. Maybe we get some bounces there. So if anybody has any thoughts, any ideas of anything they want to talk about, just let me know. I need to get more of these. More stone. Oh, I don't even have enough there. I don't have enough wood. Hour and 45 minutes, huh? Why does it keep saying I have new deliveries? I already did this one. Oh, I could do it again? Not a bad idea. Kale omelet. I don't think I'm ever going to be able to make that. Let's skip that order. Should have went and bought some shovels and went digging. That would have been fun. Prime Minister said we ran to 85K a few hours ago. People go to bed in the West. We'll be back up soon. You'll see. Hey, I'm with it. I'm here for 100 million market cap. Let's go. Prime Minister, if you sell your cash cat, let me know. Let me know if you exit. Send me a DM if you exit, so I can know that I should exit too. Don't get me wrong, I might exit at some point on my own time, but if you're bailing, that's probably a good sign for me to bail too. And I'll probably leave a little bit as a runner. Of course, meme coins. Everybody wants to be good at something like meme coins. I know I could be. I've just never really spent the time to become really good at it. This game always gets me. What is going on here? I'd be crashing into myself, be crashing into my own chickens. It's a real problem, I tell you. What am I trying to get to? Like, I'm trying to get to 30. Oh, this is where like I always crash. Damn, I did it again. All right, one more try. I do like that these games are actually a little harder. A lot of times these type of games will make these mini games and they'll be so easy. I got to get a feel for like how close I can get to things and actually get what I want without hitting stuff. That's the part that's got me real messed up. And you just earn like an in-game token that you can use to buy stuff for your farm. It's not like the most amazing thing in the world, but it does make the game a little funner. I'm assuming we have to stay away from the goblins. Just ruined it again at 23. I think I did that. Oh no, at 20 this time. He says, you got a good entry too. Better than my first entry. Yeah, I'll keep you updated on the project, bro. I appreciate that. And I'll kind of try to keep everybody else updated too. And let me know if there's anything else that you're real bullish on. Because I know that this whole Robinhood meme coin craze will probably go on for a little while. I doubt it's going to die off right away. And if we can make a couple of bucks or even better hit one of those crazy moves, that would be pretty awesome. I'd really like to know more, Prime Minister, when you get a chance, about how you determine what is a good project, who's a good dev. Oh man, did I really get tied up in that corner? Go home. Can't play that one no more. Let's do the memory card flip. At least I can do that one. Because I'm really not sure. If I was looking by myself at other projects, really not sure how I would know which ones I want to buy. Sometimes you got to accept you're good at what you're good at, and you're not going to be good at everything right away. And I can definitely say, like, meme coins, I haven't taken the time to understand the game. Although, I have taken time before, so I have somewhat of a concept. I just need to really brush up on what is, current right now. There we go. Not sure. Do I have like a time limit or something? Bang. I do have a time limit. Yeah, I'll give you some strategies, bro, on Discord. It takes some practice, but once you get the feel for it, you can navigate smoothly through memes. See, that's what I'd like. And as somebody who gets on the internet and kind of talks to people about stuff, I'd like to be a little bit better of a resource and stuff for people and understand the game a little bit better in general. I'm not saying tons of people listen to what I have to say, but if that ever was a thing, I'd like to give them out at least decent thoughts. I want to say advice because I don't tell people what to do with their money, but I can tell them my thoughts. Wouldn't it be crazy if they decided, and it won't go this way, but decided that, crypto's not related to financial stuff and that you could say whatever the reckless things people would start saying on the internet? I don't think it'd be good. This whack-a-mole game. I had to play the whack-a-mole game on my touchscreen computer. That'd be hilarious. I'd probably be doing way better than I'm doing right now, that's for sure. I don't even know what the goal is because I can't look away at anything while I'm doing this. I just love to see games continuing to build stuff even when they've been out for a while, especially in the DeFi space. A lot of things get so stagnant. and just like you get a little hype, you get in, you buy, you play it every day, or you mess with it for a minute or two, and then all of a sudden it hasn't changed in 8 months. They haven't integrated a single character, background, anything in a year, and you know it's like it's dead. It's over at that point. All right, and you take your faction coins and you come over here. I'm pretty sure I don't have jack, but I do like that 1,000 faction points will get me one of these keys. I'm all for it. I have 275. Play once or twice a day. Eventually I'll be able to buy a key, and that's usually pretty useful for me and my farm. I would like to listen in on this. Absolutely, Melissa. I'll try to take whatever I learn and whatever our conversations are and have them. Matter of fact, Prime Minister, unless you have something you don't want to say to everybody, just have those conversations with me, like in the main hangout. Or maybe I'll start a tab. Yeah, I've said this before. I'm going to start a tab called like meme coin strategies or something like that. Or strategizing meme coins or something like that. And then that's where we'll kind of hang out. That way we don't clutter up the main hangout too much, right? I was like going to do it right now. Like I forgot I was live streaming. And I definitely been saving up all my free money on those crypto gambling sites. And whenever we get the opportunity to, Melissa, whenever you're free, let's spend some crypto slots. And then I have actually a lot of other things. I probably start launching even a members only stream after. I quit doing the members only stream just for like a short period of time, so I could have a little bit more time to focus on a few things. They're coming back. We weren't getting a ton of people over there. We kind of need the excitement in crypto to be around, because that's really for the members. And if the members don't have a whole lot to say, then they just don't understand the, like, I guess, focus time, focus value of them. But the more people who come over, I think the more people will get the gist of it. Prime Minister says, yeah, I'll share all the secrets with you, Underground and Melissa. Hey, we love that. Thank you very much. And like I've said a bunch of times, the focus a lot of times of this group is to find other people who have skills in very niched areas, and let's bring it all together so we can really just have a super team of people to bounce things around and navigate, you know, new things, markets, whatever, and really have a really high crypto IQ, right? That is a big part of what I've been trying to build here. I know you two for a year now, exactly. I trust y'all. Back at you. I appreciate you. Oh, it'll have to be next sometime. Yeah, I understand, Melissa. No worries. I want to grab... What was it? It was Salvium. I keep meaning to make the wallet and stuff, and I keep like not doing it. And regardless of if you send me any or not, I wanted to make it, and then I wanted to kind of have this on the radar, maybe have a small bag or something like that. Go to download wallet. Can you remind me again? Is it Launch Vault? I think it was Launch Vault where I can get a wallet without having to download. Melissa says next week sometime. That's what I expected. Yeah. Oh, here we are. Create wallet. So I'll do this as soon as I get off, because I still thought this project was interesting, and you know, people catch these big licks off of coins because they get in super early. 2-3 years from now, all of a sudden it really gets its stuff together and gets connected and stuff, and anything can happen. So I love to have at least a little bit of money set in those projects. I'm going to go ahead and hop off. I appreciate everybody being here to the end, who is here till the end. Yep, Salvium Vault. Yeah, they got mobile version 2 in the Play Store. Okay. And the mobile version, I'm sure, has a wallet, right? Oh, let me do that real quick. App Store. That might be a better place for me, actually, to mess with it. I'm not seeing it. Does it have a different name on the App Store? I'm not seeing it on the App Store at all. At all. I didn't know that Ledger had a mobile app. I probably should know that. Anyways, I'll just do it on here, right? I'll just grab a wallet. Anyways, stay underground, stay crypto. Thank you for coming to the stream. Thank you for being here and spending your most valuable asset, like the lifer always says, your time. It's very, very true. I will be back tomorrow. Tomorrow will be DeFi Friday, so we'll see what we cook up tomorrow, see what we do. Was almost tempted to reroute DeFi Friday to like a Robinhood deep dive, but I don't think that ecosystem is built out enough to warrant that. Maybe in a week or so. I have the mobile version. Very strange when I downloaded it. Salvium Vault in mobile store. All right. Well, enjoy your day, because I know it's the beginning of the day for Prime Minister, or at least not the end of the day like it is for all of us. And I'll catch you in the next one. Underground Crypto out.